Have you ever seen courage wrapped in wrinkled skin and old hands? What happens when a group of reckless men think they can bully a 93-year-old widow off her own land? They thought they were dealing with just a fragile old lady, but they had no idea. Her grandson was a Navy SEAL, and family is something you don't mess with. It was an unusually quiet morning in Oak Ridge, a tiny rural town tucked deep in the rolling hills of Kentucky. The sun was just beginning to peek over the tree line, casting soft, golden light across the dew-soaked grass. At the end of a winding dirt road stood an old farmhouse, worn, weathered, but sturdy. White paint peeled from its walls, but the front porch swing still creaked softly in the morning breeze. Inside, 93-year-old Margaret Holloway sat at her kitchen table, sipping tea from the same chipped porcelain cup she'd used every morning for 50 years. Her hands trembled slightly, but not from fear, from age. Her silver hair was pulled into a neat bun, her eyes sharp as ever. This land wasn't just property, it was her life. Her husband had built this house with his own hands after coming back from World War II. They'd raised their children here, buried dogs beneath the oak tree, watched the seasons change for decades. But lately, there were shadows on the horizon. Strange trucks parked at the edge of her property. Men she didn't recognize, leaning on fences that didn't belong to them. Today, something felt different. Something was coming. It started around noon. A loud grumbling engine echoed down the road. A matte black pickup truck, lifted oversized tires, roaring exhaust, pulled right up to the edge of her fence. Dust billowed around it like a storm. 3 men stepped out. Leather jackets, tattoos, faces rough, hard. One of them, a tall man with a scraggly beard and mirrored sunglasses, spat on the dirt and strode straight toward the front porch. Margaret didn't move. She simply set her tea down, and waited. "Ma'am," the man started, voice slick like oil. "Let's not make this harder than it has to be. You know why we're here? This land. It's not safe for someone like you. It's time to sell. Cash offer. Right now." She looked at him, unblinking. "This land isn't for sale." The man sighed, motioning to the others. One kicked the wooden fence, splintering it. Another started pacing around the front yard, running a hand along the window frames, as if inspecting something he already owned. "You got no family here to help you?" the leader sneered. "No one to protect you. Just sign the papers. We'll make it worth your while." Margaret's hands were steady now, but inside, her heart raced, not from fear, but from memory. She remembered her grandson's words just a few months back, before he flew back to his base. "Grandma, if anyone ever gives you trouble, you call me, no matter what, you call me." Her fingers trembled slightly as she reached for the old rotary phone. The men laughed. "A phone call won't save you, lady," but she dialed miles away. Aboard a military training facility, the phone buzzed on a concrete shelf. A man, lean, powerful, with sharp blue eyes and a crew cut, glanced at the caller ID. He froze. "Grandma." His name was Jack Holloway, 32 years old. Navy SEAL, deployed over a dozen times, decorated, dangerous, when necessary. "Grandma, you okay?" Her voice was soft, but steady. "Jack. They're here, the men I told you about." There was a pause. Then, a single word, "I'm coming." Jack's hands moved fast. He grabbed his duffel, always ready, didn't even wait for permission. A leave request could come later. Family came first. Back at the farm, the men were getting bolder. One started pulling at the barn door. Another was walking toward the chicken coop. "Ma'am, this is your last chance, ... the leader warned. "Accidents happen out here. Real easy. No one's gonna blame us if a fire starts, or someone gets hurt." Margaret stood up, walked slowly to the porch steps, looked him right in the eye. "Son, you have no idea whose family this is." An hour passed. The men grew impatient. They started yelling, breaking an old fence post. The leader kicked over a bucket. "That's it, we're done talking." And then the sound, a deep rumbling growl, not from a truck, ... but from something faster, a matte black motorcycle, sleek, powerful, tore down the dirt road. Dust clouds flew behind it, like a comet trail. Jack boots hit the ground before the engine even stopped, sunglasses on, jaw tight, shoulders broad under a worn leather jacket that didn't quite hide the military discipline in the way he moved. The men paused, confused at first. Who the hell? Jack didn't answer. He walked straight toward them, calm, controlled. Step away from the house. His voice was low, even deadly serious. The leader scoffed. Or what? You gonna call the cops? Jack pulled something from his jacket. His military ID. No, but you should understand who you're dealing with. For a second, silence. The smallest guy in the group noticed it first. The SEAL Trident. The name. The aura of someone who's been to places darker than these men could imagine. The leader tried to hold his ground. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Jack's gaze never wavered. It has everything to do with me. This is my grandmother. This is our land. You've got exactly one chance to leave, and never come back. The silence was heavy. You could almost hear the wind shift. One of the men shifted nervously. Man, we didn't sign up for this, let's go. The leader spat on the dirt, glared, but his bluff was called. They backed off, got in the truck, roared away, leaving only dust and the sound of Jack's motorcycle engine humming steady. Jack didn't say much. He didn't have to. He walked over to Margaret, knelt down beside her on the porch steps, and wrapped his arms around her fragile shoulders. You okay, Grandma? She smiled. I am now, and for the first time all day, the tension faded. The land was quiet again. Safe. Word spread around Oakridge. Folks who'd seen the trucks, watched the motorcycle arrive, saw the dust cloud disappear down the road. No one ever bothered Margaret again. Not those men. Not anyone else. Jack stayed. For a few extra days, repaired the fence, fixed the barn door, helped Grandma plant her fall tomatoes. But it wasn't just about the chores. It was about something deeper. This land. It's not just dirt, Jack said one evening, sitting on the porch. It's family. It's memory. It's ours. When he left, he made a promise. As long as I'm breathing, no one's ever going to take this from you. And sometimes, when the wind blows just right through the hills of Oakridge, you can still hear the soft creak of the porch swing. And know that some things, family, courage, love, are stronger than anything that dares to threaten them. Because sometimes, the strongest walls aren't made of brick or wood. They're made of blood, of memory, and the unbreakable bond of family.